Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
In a traditional context, it could be the man who is providing the money and everything, but she provides the incubation that makes that money worthwhile.
Correct.
And the popular saying that she transforms the money into, she makes the house a home, she makes the money into food and all these things. These things may be downplayed, but it is the truth, because money in itself cannot do anything. So I would say that money determines or depicts the power dynamics in a relationship that is not mature. That's just the simple truth. That is not mature, because you must realize that everybody provides something.
Absolutely.
And something, what this person brings to the table is not more important than what the other person brings to the table. Because a man can provide money, but if provision is all there is without emotional presence,
it's a teamwork.
Then it's just transactional. It's just transactional, I was watching a particular movie one time. It's a series where the man was saying, he was talking to a business partner, and after they finished the transaction, and he said, I would like to get married to you. And it was a business discussion. And she asked him, what is your offer? And he said, the house on South Beach. Blah, blah, blah. She said, we need to get one more. And he said, deal. And then she said, yearly vacations. So he said in Hawaii, and she also said, deal. And then he
That's
said,
great.
And then he said, 3 children. And she said 2. And he said, would that be a deal breaker for you? And she said, sadly, yes. I said, well, we give it a shot. Now, the truth of the matter is, what I learned from that, even though it was a completely transactional conversation, a business conversation, don't be surprised that if they reached an agreement, they may have had a more successful union than even people who predicate their union on just feelings and emotions. Why? Because structure was involved.
Yeah.
So now imagine having the two. So understanding that provision is also important, but everybody provides something, and one provision is not more important than
Absolutely.
the other.
Thank you very, very much, Joseph. This illustration actually is like bringing together what we're talking about. When money is involved, emotions, brings the structure. But because if the structure is not there, the relationship would not last.
Yeah.
The feelings can start the relationship, but the structure and financial structure is part of the things that helps a relationship. So I want to go to the single part a little. At what stage in dating should money conversation begin? Okay, please go ahead, Olajumoke.
I think at the very early stage, you're getting to know the person.
All right.
There's a lot of discussions on values. There's a lot of discussion on what they stand for as a human. There's a lot of, gradual steps, right? But when it comes to money conversations, I think it should happen when you guys have started discussing the future. When you have now become extremely intentional with what you're actively trying to build, then money conversation should immediately come in.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We are talking about practical and alignment situations now. So what simple framework would you recommend for couple starting money conversation? A framework.
Okay. I would like to say that for sake of remembrance, I put something together, and it's a mnemonic. You might want to write this down. All right. So the mnemonics are LOVE.
Oh, love.
That's love.
Say that again, Joseph.
LOVE.
That's the sweetest word.
LOVE. So let's start with the L. The L stands for listen to the money stories.
Listen
to the money stories. Now, what you must understand is this: before numbers, there are stories, and you see these stories, they shape our perspective as regards money and how we see money. Some of these things are, our background, childhood exposure, parental dynamics, scarcity and abundance, and, financial mistakes. Some people have traumas as a result of financial mistakes that they made in the past. For instance, somebody who joined a Ponzi scheme at one particular point in time and then lost all their money. Going forward, their reactions to things concerning money will be quite different, And so most people deal with the issues of money at a behavioral level, forgetting that it's actually a background thing. So these are some of the questions that you need to ask. You must ask that person that, how was money in your household when you were growing up?
Very deep.
Yes, because these things shape how we see money. Yesterday when we had a discussion, I told you about a very popular billionaire in Nigeria who is now late, I wouldn't mention his name, who said that the first time that he ate fried egg was at his wife's to-be house.
Yes.
You know, I was very surprised that, imagine somebody saying that he never ate fried egg until. So a lot of how we saw money must have been, you know, developed by how money was in his household. You must ask questions like that. How did you see money growing up? What does financial success look like to you? For some, for instance, let me say, for some men, financial success to them is 1 million naira. And maybe they are in a relationship with somebody who sees money, who sees financial success as maybe $1 million or $1 billion. So you need to have some of these discussions. Like, what is the greatest financial fear that you have? So that's L, listen to the money stories. Now, O is open the books. Open the books. Now, you need to know what are your investments, especially when the relationship is premarital. What are your investments? What are your debts? You need to know what their debts are, because you want to be aware of the person who you're going into a long relationship with is owing loan sharks.
Okay.
And all the things. You really want to know, because you are not only assuming their investments and their assets upon yourself, but their liabilities
Of course.
as well. And so we move to V, which means visualize the shared goals. Visualize the shared goals. You need to talk about these things. Are you planning to have children? What are the legacies that you're planning to have? And then after you visualize these shared goals, you must execute the shared goals. I follow a particular couple online that have money meetings. They have it quarterly. So for you, it could be every month. For you, it could be yearly. But you have to talk about this money issues so that they don't become problems.
So it starts from listening to execution.
Yes, from listening to
execution.
Yes.
So just what we were talking about, investing. Be deliberate. That is the execution.
Yes.
It's been a very, very good time with these two great guests of mine.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you. Thank you one more time.
Thank you,
So I'm going to take another question about conflict and real life scenarios. How should couples handle differences in spending habits? You know, when we talk about these cases of Odogu Parara and Achalugo, the wife wants to spend, or the husband wants to spend, and the other person is saying, we need to be conservative. We need to take our money to EDC. Don't touch anything. I just want to pack everything and put it in money market. So how do you handle that?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Joseph, for such, that was quite insightful. And I'm going to be touching base on some of the things that he said about paying attention to the money stories. How people feel around money will tell you a lot of things. Now, not a single person in this life wants to feel judged. We want to be seen, we want to be protected, especially with things that we consider vulnerable. You know, we want to understand that. We want to feel like you understand our perspective.
Correct.
Right? So that's how couples should handle or thread around conversations that has to do with, one person is a spender, one person is frugal. Because I always say to couple, ask why. Why? When you are saying, you buy too much things, you're always spending money, you're not responsible, you're this, do you like being spoken to like that? When you were growing up and your parents correct you like that, do you like being spoken to like that? Does that mean that you won't do it again?
No.
If at some point you block them out, yeah, don't talking, let me know. Yeah. And so the same thing, healthy communication is the best way to handle issues like this. And I did a video one time about how to have difficult conversation. We have all agreed that money conversation is a difficult one.
Very difficult.
So you need to approach it with caution, caution, caution. Number one, I'll give an example. I want to have a conversation with my husband concerning money. I would go to him and say, babe, Thank you so much for all that you have been
Quite
doing.
romantic.
It's called it why it works. You know, you're right that it works. You know, thank you so much for all the beautiful things you have been doing in this family. I am so blessed to have you. Yes. And,
You can't have my wallet.
Extremely blessed.
I'm telling you, have my wallet.
so what have you done? You have acknowledged them. People want to be
Great.
seen. And then you go to the next part, which is prepare them for the difficult conversation. There is something that has really been on my mind, and I really want us to talk about it because I think it will have a very huge reflection on how we proceed in this marriage or relationship or this business partnership. Then there was, what have you done? You have prepared your nervous system that something strange is coming. Prepare yourself. So nobody just wants to be ambushed. So I've done that. Then I give you an out. Yes, but if you're not up to that conversation now, we can have it another time. Oh. Psychologically, there is a good chance that you say, no, let's have it now. It's fine. Talk, say, go ahead. Rarely would they say, oh yeah, let's have it another time. Because you have, Yoruba people will say, it means that you have poured cold water on the ground. So you can step on something calm.
We learn from it. So by the time I get familiar with that particular,
Antics.
that antic,
It may not work.
thank you very much.
We say, what do you want?
But it's a conversation. So you say, oh, not right now. Okay, if you say not right now, when can we have it? Make sure
Great.
you get a definite timeline. When can we have it? If it's not right now, okay, let's do it tomorrow. You too, as a man now, you may like to commit your words and stick to it. So if I come tomorrow and say, you remember that my husband, you remember that conversation, you will not say, hey, not now. You would most likely want to have it with me. Then I have the conversation with you and mostly focus on how I feel about this particular habit of yours. So I'm not just making it about you. I'm telling you how it impacts me as a person. So don't be scared to set your standard and your expectations and demand it from your partner. But of course, say it with so much grace. Communicate it with grace. And you'll get the desired result.
Thank you so much. It can't be better said. Thank you so much, Olajumake. Research has shown that people who love well are inclined to build more wealth. If you love well, if you align your goals, you can build generational wealth. And that is why this discussion is ongoing. And to take us further, I would like to ask this question. I will go to, this one will be directed to the other gender, not to my gender. Not to my gender, I will go to.
Okay.
What mindset shift should participants live with? Should people live with? You know, the whole idea why we are here is because we want to learn, we want to unlearn, and we want to relearn. And like I said, we will love, unlove, and relove. Some people have left maybe business partners they should work with because they do not have the right mental or emotional attitude towards money. So what is that mental shift you want us to achieve?
This is what I would say. My advice would be, like she said, communication. You need to talk about the money issues. Sometimes when even the money is not there yet. You need to talk about the money issues when there is peace. Don't wait for chaos. Don't wait for problems before you have those discussions. Because then the tension is high, the emotions are high, emotions are everywhere. And not everybody would have the emotional intelligence to speak on a certain matter when it's already chaotic. So have these conversations when there is peace. Sometimes in business, let it be black and white. Let the agreements be made even before the money begins to come in. So if you're looking forward to a very bright future, you must set the pace and the schematics and the blueprints now. You must start now. Not in the future when the things become issues, and then you now try to start discussing them. Then the emotions can be so heightened. You spoke about business partners, life partners. We know that most of the divorces that we have in our day is a result of financial issues, financial problems. And if people had these discussions when there was peace, it wouldn't be what it eventually became an instrument of destruction in that partnership, be it life partnership or business partnership. So talk about it. Have that difficult conversations when you need to have them, so that they don't become problems in the future.
Thank you very much. You're a great man. And to Olajumoke, this one is specifically for to women. How do financial expectations shape women's sense of security in relationship?
I like that you said security.
We want to be secured.
I like that you said security, because really, money for women, even to the extravagant ones, who buy Gucci bag and the Birkins and all of that, at the end of the day, if you go underneath, you go a bit to another layer of all of these things they're trying to build or buy or spend so much on, there is something they're trying to, there's a communication, there's a conversation they're trying to have. Might not be obvious to you. All what you might be saying is that she's too materialistic, she's too this, she's too that. But what is she trying to say? What story is she trying to tell with these things that she kept filling the void in her with? I've heard some people say when they are going through some emotional issues, they, what's the word now? They like to shop. So you can say it, yeah, but in that moment, that is their coping mechanism, to just shop. Oh, I have fine things. It means that my life is in order again. Yeah. But to women, I would say that find out the story that the money tells you every time you spend. What exactly are you trying to communicate to yourself or prove to yourself? My mom would say that my mom buys a lot of clothes. She does a lot of impulsive shopping on clothing items. Our wardrobe is filled with new clothes, even some that she has not worn before. And then one day I asked, why are you always buying new clothes, this woman? She now said, Iya Shorty Jemiri, which means, when I was growing up, I didn't have enough money to buy clothes. So now I never want to feel like that again.
Listen to the story.
Listen to the story. I don't want to feel like...
That is the L. Listen to the story, yes.
To the money stories.
That is it. And it would not be weird for a husband to always say, you're always buying clothes. You're always buying clothes. You see that you have missed it.
And that can actually become a rift if he doesn't understand where that particular reaction is coming from.
And for her, that's her own validation.
Yeah.
That's what makes her happy.
Yeah.
So for her, that's what makes her happy. So the partner needs to understand that I need to allow her be.
That's what money means.
She's trying to recover from the one she didn't get while growing up. This is truly amazing. So, and also to you, Joseph, what do you think? I've seen cases where, what do you think is a breaking point for men when it comes to finances?
So I feel that any man who does not have a partner or friends who really understand him and listen and give him a safe space where he can be vulnerable is in a lot of trouble. Because, like I said earlier, we live in a society whereby we have a materialistic sense, and a man's worth in the society is gauged by how much he has, what he drives, where he lives, what's his zonal code, and all that. Is he on the island or in the mainland, or into the Badlands? No offense to people who live in those areas, but this is an era where we are very, very materialistic, and so a man must be self-secure in himself to know that his value is not predicated on what he has. Even though what he has is very important, but if he builds value, money will be a byproduct of that value. There is a level of value that you can attain in life as a man that money will chase you, and everything that comes to it. So money should not be the focus. We are in a very money-focused society whereby everybody wants to have money, irrespective of how that money comes. And so process is not important to us anymore. What is important to us is the end. So the means is inconsequential. That's why you have young people doing so many things in order to arrive at that end.
Concrete.
So we need to get back to a place in society where the means is important. We need to get back to that place in society where parents let their children know that we will support you through the process. It's not just the end that is important to us. We were in a time in our society where mothers and fathers didn't care how much you have. If the means was questionable, And so you will find a child who
Absolutely.
drives a car home. And the
Absolutely.
parents are asking, instead of rejoicing with him, that where did you get the money
Absolutely.
for this? So we need to go back to the means. The means, it needs to be more important to us than the end itself. If the means is right, eventually the end would be inevitable. So for every man who is listening to me, understand that your worth is not what you have in your wallet. It's not what you have in your bank account. Your worth is the value intrinsically that God placed upon you. And if you live within the ambits of that value, you would eventually attract everything that you need to have in life.
Wealthy. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joseph. So I'm going to take this question back to you, because you said a whole lot about the society. Do societal expectation influence how men and women express love financially? I've seen a lot of pressure out there from maybe social media, the society, the environment, peer pressure. So
You know the sad thing about this, even people that think that these things don't affect them, they don't know that there's a level of seepage. When you watch things for so long, like you mentioned social media, you might not start out with that disposition towards life. But as you watch these things, as you see them on TikTok, on Instagram, you see the ovation, the life that everybody, it seeps in. And before you know it, you begin to sum your value on what you have and how you have it. So societal pressure indeed contributes largely to how people run this rat race for money. Family pressures, there's now, as much as anxiety might be viewed as something that is bad, there is a level of healthy anxiety that is necessary for each and every one of us to attain our goals in life.
absolutely correct.
I hope you understand what that
Yes,
means.
yes.
Anxiety is seen as, in its negative connotation, but there is a healthy amount of it that is necessary for us, so that we don't sit down, like Yoruba people will say, "Joko tetele." So societal pressure is also important, and it contributes largely to how people, wake up to their responsibilities. We all have a responsibility to our society, in bringing value. But when the pressure is excessive, when you tell men and women that they don't worth much if they don't have money, then it becomes negative. And then the result is very, very prevalent. We see it in our society today. The result is everywhere. So we must tone down on the pressure, especially on young people. Let them realize that working on yourself is also very, very profitable.
Absolutely.
Working on yourself, working on your
Absolutely.
values, being a better person is important. The money will come. Most men, I was reading the statistics a few days ago that 85% of millionaires, not in naira actually, in dollars, in our generation are
young
first generation millionaires. And most of them don't attain that status until they are in their 40s, in their 50s, middle-aged. We have a lot of people who became billionaires and millionaires in their 60s. So we need to emphasize the process more and reduce the pressure that we are heaping on young
deep.
men. Whether it's familial pressures from your family, whether it's parental pressures from your home, whether it's spousal pressure from your wife.
Great.
Let's tone it down.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Joseph. That was powerful. I remember that I was listening to a particular video yesterday, and this was the same thought. Similar thoughts came to me that a lot of mindset shift has to happen. Society expects you to be one thing, but I think that was one of the reasons. I know that was one of the reasons I became an emotional intelligence coach, because I started to question a lot of belief systems. Like, the fact that it's always been like this doesn't mean that it has to remain like this. It doesn't have to continue. It's so strange that a lot of people see money in a wishful thinking kind of way. I want to be a billionaire. I want to be a millionaire. But have you sat down to actually observe how Dangote thinks?
Process.
How does he feel to have money? How do these people view money? Have you actually sat down to watch podcasts on billionaires of the world and listen carefully to how they talk, how they carry themselves? You cannot make money until you feel the emotions that come with abundance. You cannot. It's only be woo-woo, wishful thinking for you until you understand it. It's why I believe strongly in vision board. This is what I want to achieve. Now, feel the emotions of what it means to achieve this thing. What does it mean to have $1 billion in your account? Do you even know how that feels? But you are saying it. Your words is one thing, no. To have it is another thing entirely. So a mindset overhaul of what we know life to always be and what we actually want to be is a must if you really want to achieve the level of financial status that you have dreamed your head to achieve. Yeah.
It's been awesome here. And I would like you to say something to that single girl that is struggling financially and is looking at the society, is watching the social media. Everybody is showing off their Gucci bag. Everybody is doing whatever they want, but she's feeling inadequate because the money is not there. I want you to say something to that.
Okay, baby girl. Baby girl, I know you think I'm about to encourage you to keep working to get better, but I'm going to tell you some very hard truth. Number one, money is a tool. Don't focus so much on money because you're supposed to use money, emphasis on use, to live a shared rich life. And to live a rich life, I don't mean rich is money. A life is divided into so many compass. There is health and fitness, there is family, there is marriage, there is personal branding, there is legacy, a life of impact. So many compass. A life is broken down into these different categories. So what you want to use money to do is to have freedom to live this aspect of your life in fullness and richness. So don't focus so much on that. You see that this is just a tool. What do you do with tools? You use tools. You don't worship tools. You use them because you are ahead. You are in charge. It's the same way you use your emotions, my darling baby girl. You use your emotions. Don't say they are negative emotions. I don't want to feel angry. You see that anger that you feel, use it. I use my emotions.
Absolutely.
They're informations, right? They're signals, so I use them. So baby girl, money will come, but chase, like Mr. Joseph has said, chase value. Every single person has a gift that God has deposited into them. How can you use this value to help the next person around you? When you focus on that, when that is your mindset, not already what can I benefit from this? We don't think like that. That's a survival instinct, survival mode, this thing. That's a poverty mindset. We don't think like that here, baby girl. So you're going to focus on that gift that God has given to you and how you can use it to help the next person around you. When you focus on that, money is a byproduct. It will come. It's really that simple.
I'm moving. So I would like also to hear from you, Joseph. I've seen young men doing a lot of things just to become rich because the society expects a man to bring something to the table. And an average young girl that doesn't want to do anything, you see a girl that her father has never bought anything for in her life, meeting a guy and the first thing is, I don't have money, I need to pay my bills. How do you tell the young guy out there, the single man watching us, the coping mechanism?
Is that my camera? Okay, let me face you. Young man, listen to this very carefully. Some people are so poor that all they have is money. You know, like she said, money is a tool. And it's a very good tool. It's a very good tool. But it's not all there is. It's not all there is. Like I said earlier, I'm going to say this again. Chase value. Be a man of worth and value. Be a man that is dependable. Be a man of his word. If you are all these things, money will come. I want to ask you a question. Who was the first millionaire in Nigeria? I know him. But it was an information I stumbled on a couple of weeks ago. Who was the first millionaire in Nigeria? You don't know him. I'm sure she doesn't know him. Is there anybody behind the camera who does? Nobody does. That's just the truth. He was a man who was called Darocha.
Wow, that's where the word Darocha comes from.
Look, I'm going to tell you, 50 years, 60 years from now, you'll be surprised that there are people who might not know the name Dangote. So if people would remember that name, it would not be, that remembrance would not be predicated on the money that he has now. it will be predicated on the impact, on the things that he did, and the things that he is doing now. So focus on those things. Focus on becoming. When you become, you would attract all that you need to attract in life. Money is important. I want money.
I want it
And I work very hard. I work very hard. But my life is not centered around money. Money is very little in the scheme of things, because I know that money will come, on the things that I am focusing on. And that should be your perspective to life too. If anybody is summing your value based on what you can provide, leave them. They're not supposed to be in your life. If there are people who say that you are worthless and you're valueless because they expect certain things from you financially and you cannot meet up, then they shouldn't even be in your life. Don't let people force you, coerce you, force your hands to do things that you're not supposed to do, because you want to satisfy certain people. It's bigger than that. Life is bigger than that. But we'll have that money. We'll have it.
So someone was, I want to pick up some of the things from the audience. A man's worth in this era is determined by the material things he has. That's what the society has actually done. Especially somebody said, especially those people who live in Lekki. I'm not the one that said it. He said you cannot make money until you feel the emotions of what it feels to have it. And I like this. Working on yourself and your values attract the wealth you desire. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And I would like to say a very big thank you. But before we close, when should investment conversation begin in a relationship? We've talked about that. When should investment in a relationship? We talked about that. And we also want to talk about, this is powered by EDC Fund Management Limited. And we are not just an organization that wants your money. Like I said in the beginning, we want you to be financially okay, emotionally okay, and in all aspects, we want you to be fine. That's the value we are bringing to the table, not just bring your money and with double. So how do you encourage people to be deliberate? You mentioned a lot of times, the two of you, about delayed gratification, even in this economy where things are not just the way people want it. The money is not even enough. So how do you do that?
So intentionality builds wealth. Nobody stumbled on wealth. You can stumble on riches, but you can't stumble on wealth. And wealth is intentional. And so you have to be intentional about your investment plans. You have to be intentional about building wealth. You have to be intentional about acquiring assets. I like the fact that EDC is not just interested in the money; they are interested in the philosophies too. And these are the things that are, that are sustaining. So you must be interested in the philosophies. Like I usually say, that if you're in partnership with someone, you must merge philosophies before you merge finances. Because if your philosophies are different, eventually it won't work. It's like sitting on gunpowder. Sooner or later it will explode. So investments are very important because investments are intentional. So it's the intentionality to investments that create wealth. So get the philosophies right. Once you get the philosophies right, you will get the investments right.
So you get the philosophy right when you listen to the stories. Then you can align your values.
Listen to the money story.
Yes, listen to the money story. I love that. Olajumoke, thank you very much. And I want you to give a summary as we join the curtain today. It's as if we shouldn't have this. I'm having a very good time with the two of you. Your duo is a powerful one. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So as we draw the curtain, what do you have to say?
The quote I wanted to end with, he said it.
You can say it again.
Well, it was actually that imagine you're so poor that all you have is money. Such a powerful quote. So your life shouldn't just be centered around making money. you said something about intentionality. You have to be extremely intentional. If you're saying you want to invest in something, don't just say they said it's now EDC that is giving the highest percentage, and let me go and put my money. No, you have to be intentional. Go and read up on EDC, send them emails, ask questions, be very intentional about your investments. Yeah, so that's it. Let money not be all there is that you have. It should be a tool that you use to live a rich life. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to put the two of you on the spot right now. Are you ready?
Yeah, no.
So if you were to advise the younger version of you about the money mistake you've made or emotional mistake you've made, what would that be? On the spot.
So, Joseph, I'm speaking to my younger self. Joseph, if it is too good to be true.
Hold your ears, Joseph.
If it is too good to be true, then it's probably too good to be true. So, all those investments, all of us do. Bring this to get that. Don't worry, we'll give you 300% ROI in 24 hours. If it is too good to be true, then it's possibly is most likely too good to be true. So be patient with yourself, young man. I'm still speaking to my younger self. Be patient with yourself. Let time do its work and let time run its course, and eventually everything is going to be all right.
It's gonna be all right.
I love it. What I will tell younger Jumoke, eventually it's all gonna make sense. So right now you might be selling human hair, or you might be selling hearing, or you might be selling Zobo, or you might be selling tiger nut juice, or you're planning proposal. It looks like you're everywhere. Everybody's talking about purpose. I don't even know what my purpose is. What am I doing with my life? Why am I here? When is it going to make sense? I'll tell her right now, well, she has now come to realize that every single experience she had, all of those things she did that she thought was menial, people thought she could not commit to one thing, they were all experiences that she was supposed to learn from when everything will eventually come together. Now I am fulfilling my purpose. Now I am living in my purpose. But every single experience I had while I was selling human hair, while I was selling earrings, while I was selling tiger nut juice, they all made sense now. All of those customer experience, all of those people that I encountered that I thought did me bad, those lessons, those failures were all lessons for me to learn to be where I am right now. So yeah, eventually it will all make sense.
Yeah, it's the conversation made a whole lot of sense. See, fine girl like you did all of this, and it's actually part of the process.
Yes,
it's actually part of the process. I can say for free that it's a very wonderful time being here. And a very big thank you again to EDC Fund Management, a part of the EcoBank Group. I want to remind you that we are regulated. We are into fund management. We ask you to bring in your fund, retail, corporate, and we manage it for you. And a very big thank you to the two of you for not just impacting people about money, but impacting lives. I know a lot of people have learned today, they have unlearned, and they are relearning, because we do this all the time. And I like this pact, because it's the month of love. You need to love, unlove, and relove. It's a time to make choices. It's a time to have a mind shift, and it's a time to take that decision, to be deliberate, not just to invest in your relationship. You have to invest and build wealth, not just for yourself and for generations to come. Can I draw the curtain? It's kind of emotional for me. It's as if it shouldn't end. Thank you, viewers. God bless you. Thank you.